Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Here's a short video with spoilers. Hope you enjoy. Hit the like. Previously on Big Brother. Some of the house guests woke up from their orgy. Yeah, last night they had some drinks. They played some games. They talked about relationships. They got a little tipsy, and then they all passed out in Monte's bed. And then Monte woke up sometime during the night like, what is going on? I gotta drain the snake. And so he kind of slithered out of bed, trying not to awaken Turner, Taylor all the way on the end, and then Alyssa next to him, and then she rolled over and took his spot. And then Brittany pounded on the door like, where are you guys? What are you guys doing? Can I come in? Okay, she didn't pound on the HOH door, but she was the only person that was not included in this little sleepover, so she died of FOMO. When the whole house finally woke up, Brittany actually confronted Alyssa in the kitchen. She was like, can I ask you a question? It's a question that's not about game. Did you say outside last night that I was a Karen? And Alyssa's like, what? Excuse me? What? And you could tell Alyssa's like, I did say some shit because I was drinking and I was talking some shit, but I don't remember calling you a Karen. Did I call you a Karen? You could see it spinning in Alyssa's head and Brittany wondering, am I a Karen? Did you say I was a Karen? And Alyssa said, no, we were talking about my friend who's a teacher and her students call her Karen. And then we said, your mom's name is Karen. Your mom's name is Karen, right, Brittany? Oh, yeah, my mom's name is Karen. Yeah, we didn't call you a Karen. Oh, good. I hope you'd tell me if I was a Karen. And then Alyssa just awkwardly reassured Brittany, like, no, oh my God, why would we ever think you're a Karen? I mean, I'm a Karen. So I guess you're a Karen too. We're both Karens, but like we don't realize it because we're not self-aware. But anyways, do you want some coffee? And Brittany was like, sure. I'm just really anxious. It turns out Brittany was going to bed early last night, as you do. And then she went and listened by the door and heard them talking about Karens and heard her name. And so immediately she was like, they're talking about me. Am I a Karen? Am I a Karen because I'm here right now listening to them at the door? Am I a Karen because I'm asking if I'm a Karen? Am I a Karen for questioning them and asking them to tell me what they were talking about in their private conversations? And the answer to that is D, all of the above. Yes, that's some Karen shit. Then they had the power of veto ceremony. Brittany used the power of veto to take herself off the block, and then Monte replaced her with Taylor. But he is saying that there's no way Taylor's going to go home, and Alyssa is definitely going home because Britt is voting her out. And if Turner won't vote her out, Monte will break the tie and vote her out. Monte and Taylor continue to grow closer to one another as they spoke in the backyard. They laid toward each other, crotch to crotch, feet to feet. At one point, their feet were actually touching each other. They talked about relationships and love, and they even named their little partnership, their final two, and they named it Team Taylor because Monte's name is Monte Taylor and Taylor's name is Taylor. So if Taylor and Monte ever got married, which I don't think is going to happen, and I really don't hope it doesn't happen, she would be Taylor Taylor, which is actually kind of cute, but also kind of scary. But I would have called my duo with two Taylors, Taylor Squared. But that's just me. Monte talked about his ex-girlfriend. She didn't believe in him in entrepreneurship, so they broke up because he gave up his stable job, and he feels like a woman should really, believe in him, blah, 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 blah. This house loves to talk like it's on Love Island. And then he said he needs 3 things from a woman. He needs to be fed, he needs some sex, and he needs her to boost his ego. Monte loves his ego. The 3 remaining women in the house, Alyssa, Taylor, and Brittany, had a conversation outside. They were sitting in the backyard, upstairs, over the balcony, sitting at the table, just having a little kiki with the girls. They were talking about Terrence and how he was really sexist, and he had like this obsession with Daniel and how he was, quoting Daniel. And then Brittany would catch him in his room talking to the cameras, being like, I'm going to do this for you, Daniel. And they thought it was really weird. And then he had this weird situation where he was trying to get the ladies to do the laundry and fold the towels, and they just weren't comfortable with the things that he was saying, but we know that all too well about Mr. Terrence. Then they were talking about how Daniel was a creep on Alyssa and be like, give me a hug, but we know he's creepy as well. They also talked about what's going to happen when they leave the game, and they're nervous of what their friends and family have seen, especially Alyssa. She starts talking about the Kyle situation again. They start bashing Joseph, and by they, I mean Alyssa. It's really getting to the point of ridiculous, the amount of lies that are being told to Taylor and Brittany about Joseph, and somehow he was this just horrible person in Direfest, according to Alyssa, and Alyssa just can't stop talking about Joseph. She wants to blame Joseph for all her problems. It's Joseph's problem I didn't play this game. It's Joseph's problem that I now think that my showman's is a pussy. Joseph, Joseph, Joseph. Like I said, the women are worried about what their friends and family have seen, especially Alyssa. She's worried what they've seen. They've seen it all, girl. They've seen it all. The women also talk about being afraid that some of the men might have made them look stupid. Alyssa's always worried that Kyle made her look stupid by sharing all of her secrets and running around the house and not including her in the leftovers and lying to her. And now Taylor is worried that Joseph made her look stupid when she finally felt like she could trust someone because of these things Alyssa's saying. Because Alyssa is saying that, you know, in the backyard, Joseph, his behavior, she doesn't respect the way he tried to stay and send her home. So she's just mad that Joseph was playing the game and trying to keep the leftovers safe, his alliance, and trying to get rid of her. And to her, that is a fatal error. And now she feels like she constantly has to convince Taylor that he was no good to her as well. Poor Joseph, just let this man jury in peace. Speaking of gross behavior, Turner Burner likes to pick his nose multiple times and then roll it around in his fingers and then put it on his shorts. And that is mega disgusting. He also said he's going to cry when he has to tell Alyssa that he's going to vote her out. That's right. Turner, as of now, says that he is going to vote Alyssa out and he's going to let her know right before. And he's probably going to cry. Speaking of crying, these house guests love to give their grandmas shout-outs. Kyle's racist grandma, everyone else's grandma. And it looks like they've been giving shout-outs at night to Taylor's grandma, but she is dead. Yeah, Taylor was like, which grandma are you giving shout-outs to? Because she's passed. Apparently, Turner is very fond of giving this particular deceased grandma a shout-out. And, Taylor had to tell him, you can shout out Grandma Betty, but not my other grandma. That was my great grandma, and she's no longer with us. So, yeah. Speaking of no longer with us, Brittany was doing quite a bit of cam talk because she had some conversations today. She talked to Turner. She talked to Alyssa. She wants to know what Michael told them. Did Michael tell them that she's a hypnotherapist? Because this is going to ruin her game. Dun, dun, dun. Guess what? It's not going to ruin her game, but she's obsessing about it. And Turner and Alyssa were like, yeah, he said you lied about your job, but we don't really care. Everyone's telling her they don't care, but she's very worried. She was just sitting in the bubble room talking to the camera going, oh God, why did I tell Michael anything? What the fuck, Michael? This is going to ruin my game. What did you tell him? What do they know? Do they know I'm a hypnotherapist? It's going to ruin so much. Hypnotherapy is just so powerful. And once they find out I do that and not whatever I said I do, like a toy thing or YouTube, it's so different. They're going to think I'm a liar. What am I going to do? And it's like, nobody cares, Britt, move on. It's like when Bronte from season 17 or 18 or whatever season she was on was like, you guys, I have something to tell you. Come here, I have something to tell you. And everyone's like, what? And she's like, I'm a secret mathematician. I'm like a genius. And everyone's like, oh, that's nice. Math is cool. We're still going to vote you out, but not because of that, just because we were already going to vote you out. But thanks for sharing. Speaking of delusion, Alyssa then had some cam talk herself, where she talked to the cams about being a super fan. She's seen every season. She knows everything about Big Brother, even though everything she says is usually not correct about Big Brother. She really wants to play this game. This has been the best summer of her life, even though it's been so hard and she's not over the Kyle stuff. And she doesn't ever know if she's going to be over the Kyle stuff because it was just so hard for her to get over that sort of stuff. And it's just people keep telling her about things with the leftovers, and it's just wounds that keep opening. But don't worry, when she gets back to Siesta Key, she's going to go to the beach and she's going to write and she's going to pet dogs, and she loves dogs. She loves sun. These are just some fun facts. Oh my God, I'm so tan. She's going to write poetry and she's going to share the poetry with all of us. There's going to be reasons to follow her. She loves us, America. She hopes we love her. We might not love her, but she thinks we love her. She's also a very kind person. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body, and she was always nice to Taylor, she said, and she's really proud of herself for that because she's a good person. And when everyone else was mean to Taylor, she extended a hand to Taylor because that's the kind of person she is. So don't worry, America. She's good. But the Kyle Kyle thing, she's not over that. She's definitely not over that. She is still seething over the Kyle situation, and she misses her family. But God, she got so tan. She's got a tan line, and she's going to tell you about it. But these poems are coming, and you are going to love them. They are going to be Shakespearean sonnets. She also said that she must have done something right because she's still in the game, and she's the only one left in the game that's not a part of this big Leftovers alliance because nobody included her in it. She said that she has a great social game, and she's hopeful.
Mitch, you better be joking.
I wish I was joking, but this Siesta Key reject really is delusional. She thinks she was nice to Taylor and had a great social game, so she must have forgot about all the time she was not nice to Taylor and that she was best friends with Paloma. But I digress. Bringing up the Kyle situation yet again, she said, if you really loved me, you should have made me your game. And also died for me like the classic 90s song from Garbage. The house guests have spent today learning more and more about what really happened that they didn't know that happened. So it's a lot of the leftovers sharing with Alyssa things and Alyssa sharing with the leftovers things about her side of the house. So it's two sides of the house kind of comparing notes, but Alyssa's the only one on this other alleged side of the house. And she's finding out that Terrence wasn't the father figure she thought he was in the house. And he made a lot of comments. And then she shared that he actually said one day when she said she was feeling bloated that she was slim thick, and she didn't like that. There were also multiple times today while comparing notes and sharing things from the past where Alyssa started to cry yet again. More tears.
Girl, be calm.
No.
First, it happened when they were reminiscing in the kitchen, and Taylor was telling Alyssa, oh my gosh, I was going to have the speech for you after you took my gift in the veto comp, and I had quite the speech for the veto. Taylor said she was just going to mention something about the 5K. Now you can get your car fixed or something really stupid. And Alyssa's like, what? You're going to say that on Thursday? Taylor's like, no, this is like weeks ago, you know, when you took the prize from me in the veto comp. She's like, what? Well, what? Oh, okay. Well, Oh. And then she walked away to the bedroom and started to cry. And Taylor followed her, asked her if she wanted Kleenexes, apologized to her, gave her a hug. And Alyssa's like, it's fine. I just miss my family. This is my family, and I'm very fragile. Then when they were all outside later in the evening, Turner decided it was his turn to make her cry. And Turner had said when she was called to the DR and everyone else was outside, being the remaining leftovers, that Alyssa will never forgive Kyle. When she watches the show and sees that Kyle said that Alyssa was the reason that her side of the house failed because she kept spewing info to him. And he was kind of laughing about it, and he was proud of it. Turner said she's going to see this and she's going to be so fucking done with Kyle. But then Turner decided, why wait? And he started dropping bombs on Alyssa, which made her cry. And he did it under the guise of being like her friend because she's been asking him, are we friends? Are we best friends? Are we going to get high with Megan Belmonte? What's going to happen? Am I your best friend? How do I become your best friend? And so Turner was like, there's something you need to know before you go to jury. Kyle was saying that you're the reason that the other side of the house failed. And he was proud of it. And he brought it back to us and all your information. And basically the leftovers were formed because of the information you gave Kyle, which Alyssa was now saying was false, and that old school side of the house was never legit, so they should have never feared them. Then Monte chimed in with the old cosign on what Turner was saying, and he was like, yep, that's how it went down. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. Yep, pretty bad. And Alyssa was like, what? Why do you guys keep mentioning when I'm going to jury? Okay, do I not have a chance? Should I not be campaigning? Taylor even was talking about the competition on Thursday. Does that mean she's staying? Do I not have a chance at this? I just want a chance. Can you guys hear me out? I just feel like no one's giving me a chance to play this game, and it's just really unfair. Turner was quick to be like, no, dude, that's not bussin'. That's mega disgusting. I didn't mean that. Yo, that's not facts. That's not fire. I'm talking about like when, if you go to jury. No, nothing's been decided. No, we're good. Don't worry. And she's like, okay. Then Big Brother gave the house guests a set of cards, I think to bore all of us and hopefully stop Alyssa from crying.
It's unfortunate that people can change something that was just pure innocent fun into drama.
And finally, the house guests have been keeping a tally of things they want to ask Siri or Google once they get out of the house. Tonight, Alyssa wanted to know, do ants have hearts? She said, I don't think ants have hearts. They're pretty small. How do they hold a heart? There's no way they have a heart. Well, it turns out ants do have hearts. And it's also kind of funny since a lot of people on Twitter have been sharing this picture of the lady ant and saying it looks like Alyssa. And lastly, the house guests have been very concerned and curious if astronauts get space boners. And let me tell you, I did another Google search like I did the ants. And it turns out, yeah, astronauts can get boners. It's just more difficult due to red blood cells and gravity and shit. So thank you so much for watching my spoiler video. Please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and leave a comment. Also follow me on my social media at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. See you soon.
Smash that subscribe button like it in there.
Smash that subscribe button!
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?